Hi folks, I'm looking at your Week 5 A2 product assignment, and this class just did a fabulous job. The only thing you have to remember though is we're so used to explaining and how you did the shot and what technical expertise you use that you forgot to kind of read some of the text which says that you need to explain why this product was good for the community. And some of you probably don't know, but you could make something up because you need that text for your magazine, all right? So let's just I wanted to look at everybody's together because I think they really say a lot and you guys did a great job. So this one I like because it's got several products and the person kind of moved them, the bottle in and out of the container, the yellow wall, more light on it, forward on the table, more of the tablecloth. That's kind of what I wanted to see was you guys experimenting. This one has some kind of yellow. I'm not sure what. I think that's actually not the label looks lighter, so I think that was like maybe you didn't really have to use these different color, these white balances. You just need to make it normal. So I'm not sure where the large one of this is. I don't see the 4 with all of them on here. But anyway, maybe I'll get back to it. But anyway, I would say probably one of these up here where the light looks kind of normal. Maybe this one, or even this is kind of fun with the glass. Oops, come on, get out of here. Uh-oh, it's stuck. Well, anyway, this one. I think this might be great. There's a little bit of the tablecloth, the glasses, a little bit of negative space. Looks really good, but it needs to be enlarged. Now remember, when you enlarge these things, you're also going to have to save them for your magazine, and they're usually too big. So you're going to have to size them down, all right? So that was great. Put this over here. The next one kind of makes me hungry. I love Oreos. And the person kind of, piled the cookies this way and that way next to milk. Oh, yum. And then I'm looking for the final 4, and I don't really see them, the full size, and I don't think those are the best shots either. I think that perhaps, see, this has got a yellow cast in it, so you didn't put it on weren't using a filter. I think maybe the most intriguing ones to me, or maybe this one where the milk is next to it. But notice what the aperture is. The aperture is, or this one maybe, kind of saying what the product is, because usually when you do a product shot, you want to know what to buy. This one's kind of fun with the milk, right, kind of cut off. But, technically, the product, the arrangement of the product is kind of fun and good and experimental, but I really, really need to see different apertures because now I'm really worried that this person's gonna, in the last week, really can't turn on their camera off auto, and that is, you're gonna like just lose 20 points right off the top if I don't see different apertures. So let me just kind of nicely say that, but it's really alarming. Okay, so then this one is a camera. I like that he did it on a mirror. We all love, I have a Nikon. I really like my Nikon. I wish I had a newer one, but that's okay. 3.5. See, this is the appropriate aperture because you're so close. So over here, where you're so close to these cookies, I should see a 3.5. 5 means you're 5 feet away from those cookies, and you're not. So that's what's appropriate, and you have to go in, you have to know how to change those manually in your camera, and I don't know what kind of camera you have, but you have to figure it out. This one's fun, it's in focus, it's at a 7, which kind of maybe that person wanted to have a little bit of the background in focus. It works. This one's really pretty. I like that little orange line coming down to emphasize the camera lens. Sort of a cool background. See how magical it is when you use that aperture setting, the 2.8. It makes the background turn into a soft painting. It's just wonderful. And then here's some other ones with a camera bag. And it's good to just experiment with different things, different angles, different backgrounds. Placing it on different surfaces is kind of what I wanted to see. And then with a box, the box is not so intriguing. I like the other ones that you chose better. So that worked out great. And I'm happy I see a 2.8. I see a 7. You know, I see different aperture settings, and they were all sort of at 1/50th, but if you have it on a tripod, here's one at 1/80th, 1/25th. So I know you're shooting manually. Hurrah. Okay, so then this one is really sharp when you look at it. It's all sort of more or less on the same plane, and it's similar colors, but the burgundy background and then the wood underneath it just makes it look so rich. And I want some pumpkin butter and some blackberry preserves and some blackberry syrup. Yum. um, and this is about a 5, which maybe you were kind of further away. Could have been a 3, 5. And this is also at a 5. This one's outside. This one's kind of fun. More into nature, the rough gravel. I like that idea. And it's a 3.5. That makes me happy. You know, you were a little closer to the product. I like the way the light's coming through the syrup. That looks really great. And then here's sort of the sunset. Oh, that's fun. Very fun. And those colors really work well with the sunset too. They're all sort of sunset colors. And here's some others. Different placements. Really great. You know, it just depends kind of which part of the product you want to emphasize. Probably the ones I think that you must have done inside dramatize the product more than any of them. But I also think that it's good to remember, and the assignment was to go outside and try to shoot these outside. Probably, I think maybe the best one might be this one, because the product itself is pretty clear, especially this one up in front. All right, so that turned out wonderful, and I'm happy with sort of pretty much some different aperture settings, a 3.5, a 4. You know, at least the 3.5 is what you should be using for something really close. All right, so then we get to this one, which is some kind of root beer, I think. And oh, a root beer float, yum. Hard with these food shots here. The hand on the root beer, the candle with it, some different ideas, the actual root beer float, different things on the contact sheet, some prettier background, some brick. Nice. I don't really see the big ones though for the final one, so it's hard for me to say, oh, I really love this one. That's the trouble when they're so little. I can't really tell which one works. Maybe we could go like this. You know, I'm not sure that one's so very sharp, and I'm not sure like that one so very much. This one, I think that one might be a little bit better. It's hard, just hard to tell when they're so small. This one with the satin kind of makes it look very royal. This one's kind of fun and mysterious with a candle. And actually probably the best one it would be, maybe I didn't get to the big ones. Oops, here we go. Well, this one I think you enlarged. And maybe this is your final. I think it would be a good choice. It's at a 4, at 1/10 of a second. You can read the label, and all the colors kind of are harmonious and work together. So that one is lovely. And then this one is a Cuban cigar. Aha. The colors are amazing. Wow, really great. And the setting is at a 5.6, so you have to say, were you 5 feet away? Probably not. I think it would have been a 3.5, really, but the colors turned out great. Tungsten, kind of yellow, but you know, probably worked for that. This one is standing up. I don't think that's as nicely organized. And this one kind of has some soft focus with a label. That's kind of fun. Again, I don't see you changing your aperture. F22, well, maybe makes you see the wall. This one's really kind of beautiful with the reflection on the wood. And then here's some other things that you tried, which really is great. It's kind of a hard object just by itself. You kind of need something else with it, like a cigar box or I don't know what, an ashtray. But this one I think is really probably one of the best because you've got two things there and the background is really soft and gorgeous. So great job there. Then we have some kind of, I don't know what this is, little bottles, green labels. Let's see if I can get to where it's big. It's something in a foreign language. I have no idea. It's a little bit stark, is my first impression of it. You know, it's like, what about putting it on some red or some green, sort of floating on blue, parallel, you know, on a kind of a sheet. You know, you can, you get to be a little bit more creative with that. I'm not sure. This one probably is the most interesting, I think. It's kind of the wrong aperture setting there, but it's got a little bit of shadow there with a little bit of color. So it adds a little bit of, you know, something. I would crop it much closer, like about here, and use that for your final one. And the others are just not, there's just a little bit, as I mentioned, a little stark. Okay, so, and I'm sorry I can't read the language, so I don't know really what it is. This one has got some nice lights in it, some beautiful candles. Ooh, what a cool idea. And some rose petals, very romantic wine. Let's see if I can get to it big. Here we go. Oh, lovely. 4.8, that's a pretty good aperture setting. The candle is the most focused, but you can still read the labels. It's some kind of blush table wine, and you can see the light on the glasses and stuff is really beautiful. And this one as well. It's hard to tell. I like both of those. They turned out great. This is at an 8. I'm sort of surprised at that aperture setting. But what really makes this one nice is you can see that reflection on the tablecloth. And so that's kind of pretty too with that lighting. I think this one's the label's a little bit too out of focus. And then here it is in focus. So I don't know. It's a hard choice which one you want to use finally, but you need to remember they're all really too big for your magazine page. You're going to have to size them down when you take them out again in Lightroom. So excellent job. I love the fact that you experimented with different settings and different types of light, and you use the right white balance. 9 is kind of a little far away there. I think it would have been better maybe at a 3.5 or something like that. But I do see that you varied your apertures, so at least you experimented with that. All right, you got all the way down to a 4.8 or 4.5. Okay, so that's great. Thank you. This one's kind of interesting with a lot of light in it. You know, but I like the ones that are a little bit more mysterious with the candlelight kind of reflecting on the background. And that's it, I guess. I hope. I didn't miss anybody. It's hard to tell when you're doing it this way. Good job, everyone, though. You can tell how great the products are and how much fun it is to move products around, experiment with different backgrounds and lights and so forth. So don't forget you have to make 2 peer comments so that you can get those points, and today is the last day. So do really full comments, though, not just I like your artwork, please, or your photography. And please be working on your final because you only have, at the most, 2.5 days left.